And welcome back to Cooking with Steve, another exciting, action-packed episode. This is our third episode, 3 in a row. That's pretty good. More than that, it's like 2 more than I thought we were going to get. And today we're going to be making some coffee. So yeah, look forward to that. Oh yeah, coffee. And it's going to be boring. I think that's when you need coffee, is to wake up. But we got some viewer mail, and that's my favorite part of the show. Steve, great show, really looking good. It's so distracting that you're so handsome, but come on now. Let's keep. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I'm a humble enough guy that I appreciate something like that, even though I get it all the time. Steve, I did notice the wonderful artwork in the background there, the ever-changing artwork. Is that on loan from a prominent museum? Where does that come from? Okay, great question. And I probably should have addressed this because I know it's distracting having me on the screen and then all the artwork. And I'm kind of like a piece of art myself, but no, it is not. I actually made it myself. You know, I've got, in addition to the telegenic skills and editing and all that, I'm somewhat of an accomplished artist. Try to be a little humble, but, some of it. Well, this one here, for instance, is hiding a hole in the wall and the internet cables that don't work. And this one here actually is just a blank. I made the frames here. I primed this, and then I had a little bit of extra. I put some black and yellow primer on the roller, primed a little more, and lo and behold, it looks as good as anything I tried to make on purpose. So I just kind of left it like this, and it just covers up that hole. That's a hole for the aircon that's not installed, and covering up the wires for the internet that doesn't work. By the way, it took 7 people to install that internet. I guess they needed 8. But, I think it does look better than a hole in the wall. So, that little distraction. But yeah, I appreciate the viewer. And keep the letters coming. I really enjoy the viewer mail. The feedback to see who's enjoying what questions you have. I know it's kind of exciting. A lot of questions on how the show is produced and all that. And just a little, since we're on that, and I was having some issues with my camera, and this internet stuff, the technology stuff is not my department. I've got a trained SEAL over here that can handle the button pushing. I just do the in front of camera work, the important stuff, the behind the camera stuff. Anybody, I could train a SEAL to do that. But the camera here, this is the camera that is actually I'm using right now. This one's not plugged in, so you can't see the camera that I can see. Or would it work now? No, even with that, it's got. I guess it's also has to be plugged in to work. Okay, that's why I don't get involved in that part of the business. But this camera is pretty heavy, but based on it, and this is the mount. I gotta hold it up here. This whole thing here is the mount, and that's like 80% of the mass. The camera weighs almost nothing. This very well made hinge, very smooth hinge. Got these little pads for feet, and I was trying to figure out how you hang this, how you hook this on the back of the laptop, and thinking it's like magnetic or some sort of sophisticated anti-gravity device or suction that it would just magically. That left-right thing is still difficult. Hook on or like, but it just goes like this. You just do this, and then no, not even like that. It's like this. Can you see that on the camera? And then you adjust the camera. Oh, they want my lighting. No big deal. I guess I should have a better hook for the lighting. I should maybe hook one of these up onto my lamp, because this hasn't fallen off yet, of course. But so this goes up and down. It's like a very complex system to just hang it. You could have just, I could have taped a paper clip on this and hang it on the back of the laptop. It's like, one of those things. So one thing I'm kind of looking forward to when AI takes over the world. Let me get the lighting back on. We did have the viewer mail. People appreciated how handsome I am, so the lighting probably doesn't hurt. And that's just a clip-on light. And I face it because I've got some experience here with the lighting. Actually, I have a brother-in-law, ex-brother-in-law, that is a lighting consultant or expert, and that's probably where I learned how the light shining into the wall and reflecting back on me, as opposed to if it was just like this, it'd be kind of glary. Yeah, so you point it into the wall and it reflects. That is called indirect lighting. Technical term. Don't want to bore you with all that. Hit my knee on the table pretty hard. Ow, right where it hurts. That's my bad knee anyway, so we're gonna have that replaced, so no big deal. But back on that, when AI does take over the world, I'm really hoping they will live stream when they execute all these tech people before they starve all the rest of us to death or exterminate us with some sort of AI-created virus. At least know that we're getting even. Okay. Now, I'm going to just show you. I go back to the coffee thing. And I appreciate the artwork. Thank you very much for noticing. And that is ever-changing. This one here is an abstract of a circus tent. And I'm the only one that can figure that out. I was thinking of a circus tent when I painted it. And I've looked at pictures of circus tents, and it's hard to, I can see why people wouldn't guess that, first guess, that's circus tent. But keep in mind, it took about 10 or 15 minutes, and that included cleaning the paintbrushes, so it's not like I put a lot of time in it. Kind of like these videos. Okay, I'm going to show you how I make coffee. I've been told it's very good coffee. It's the best coffee on this floor of my building, on this tower. There are only 3 other people living on the floor, and to the best of my knowledge, none of them drink coffee. And I'm hoping the microphone is working. I can't, when it's like this, I get very distracted with the blocking my hearing, and here I think it'll work better. I am going to be buying a new microphone today, if I can find one for under $4, with a cord, a handheld one. I can just hold it in my hand or put it on the table so I can see it. Just helps me, very visual. Okay, but the coffee, it's something. It's the #1 drug in the whole world. And one of the only acceptable drugs, unfortunately. Is there some other good ones out there? I've read about, I don't know. And okay, so we're going to show you how I make coffee. It's kind of a combination hybrid or fusion between a pour over and a French press. It's just a little cleaner and easier. The French press is a mess. Got to pour all those coffee grounds down the drain, which here the drain doesn't like that. So it's just a big mess. But as I'll show you, it's fast, easy, and makes a delicious cup of coffee. And I do buy that Philippine coffee. There's some locally grown coffee in Negros, an island. Trying to point. It's over. Well, it's over this way for me, but it's over that way for you. It's one island to the west. And I don't even know if I can say this on YouTube, but the name of the island is Negros Oriental. Like a boom, boom, double whammy. And we don't use those terms here on the show. And then a lot of it comes from also Baguio, which is up in the north Luzon, north of Manila, up in the so-called mountains. They're about 5,000 feet, but it's good coffee there too. I buy that on Lazada or Shopee, which is kind of like Amazon, except not quite like Amazon. It would be more like the Sears catalog in the 1970s, except takes 3 or 4 more days to ship. But not complaining, just observation. You just want to plan ahead if you're ordering on Lazada or Shopee. And I have a backup plan. All right, but back to the coffee. Let's see how that works, and give me your feedback if you even drink coffee. And if you don't drink coffee, why are you watching this video? Here we go. And again, the button, I keep trying to push it with my finger. Over there, I've got to push it with the mouse. And we should edit that, cut that out if we know how to do that, or maybe just leave it played. All right, and here we are. We're going to make a delicious cup of coffee the easiest way that I know how. You take a device or a measuring cup, a vessel. This is a ½ liter cup. Key to coffee is fresh ground beans. You want to have them ground the day you're using them or a couple days ahead of time, but not weeks and months ahead. Everything I've read, that's always the number one thing is freshly ground coffee, clean water, which is not always an option, and that's really it. The rest of it is all just depends on the quality of the bean you get, your particular taste, if you're that sophisticated like I am and can tell the difference between a Arabica and like a black bean or kidney bean. And so you just put in the coffee. I use one mounded scoop with ½ liter, pour in hot water, let it sit for 5 minutes. And coming up here on a clock with a picture of 5 minutes, I think. Did this video in advance. And then you just let it sit. You pour it through a filter. I use a pour-over filter, and that catches all the beans, the grounds, and all that, so you can throw those away. With a actual French press, it leaves a mess of grounds, and that's not good for the drain here. And I used to end up throwing it down the toilet or something. It's someone else's problem. But you stir it a little bit to get that fully infused, and then just pour it through there. And you get yourself a delicious cup of coffee in 5 minutes without having to have equipment or a machine, a Mr. Coffee. This gives the beans a proper exposure to water. And if you are just using a regular pour over and you're putting the dry grounds in the filter and pouring water through it, that works. But a real important little bonus is to get those grounds wet and then let them sit for a few minutes and then pour the water through. That's called letting it bloom. I'm a trained barista as well as an accomplished artist. So just trying to share some of my skills with you. And all right, we're going to go back to the closing wrap-up of the show, if I can figure out how to pause this, or I'll just keep talking until the video runs out. I don't know how to pause this, so I'm going to have to just keep talking until the video runs out. But you can see the coffee dripping, drip, drip, drip. Bringing another cup in there. I'll move the funnel or the pour over to the other cup and enjoy that freshly brewed cup. Drip, drip, drip. Got to be a pause button here. All right, now we've got a delicious cup of coffee. I'm all jazzed up, ready to go out for a big day. I appreciate you watching the show. I'm just going to put this clip up here because I've got a few seconds to kill. There we go. Oh, I just did that even without the clip. And we really appreciate you watching. Thank you very much, and we'll see you on the next one. And remember to like and share that video and leave a comment if you'd like. Thanks.